Hi guys, this is Mauro. I want to talk today about what I call the Spiderman volley. I call it Spiderman because you grip different from the regular volley grip that is more towards a continental grip. This one goes more towards bevel 3, which is the one right on the side. It goes between 2 and 3, let's say more, so it goes a little more towards your your forehand grip. Don't go all the way to 3 because that is going to be way too much. It goes, I would say, pretty much right between bevel 2 and bevel 3. So the way you position your hand on that grip when you volley, it's a little more, it feels like it's a little more aggressive on the forehand. It's not as let's say like racket like that, like kind of spooning like continental, where you can easily spoon the ball. But this one, what you do is that with this one, you focus more on going across your body, guys, across the body. Now, I call it Spiderman because when you see the ball coming, what you do is that you wait in this position. You wait for the volley in that position. You keep the wrist like that, and you volley. You gotta feel like you're kind of caressing that ball, but it has to come, see, in from the outside, kind of towards my body, and then it stops in front of me there. So I see that ball coming, and the idea is that I want to get that wrist kind of pointing with my wrist towards the ball, and I see the ball coming. See, my racket is gonna kind of lean back a little bit, and what I want to do is get my racket. See, by the time I make contact with the ball, my grip is already below the level of the racket and below the level of the ball. Just give me a second, guys. So what happens there is when I make contact, see, my grip is already below the level of the ball and in the front. So that's making sure that I'm gonna keep the height of the ball pretty good, above the net. That's why I see the ball coming, I just wait here, and usually what you want to do is you just show the racket or you show the wrist, and when you volley, you freeze it there at the moment you make contact. Boom, freeze, freeze, freeze it. So the ball is coming, freeze. All right, unless it's a ball that is sitting there and you can go longer to put it away, then go ahead and do it. Up here, of course, you don't need to do it. You still want to lean back the racket a little bit. You don't want to get to those balls with the racket straight like that, because by the time you just a little bit push down, point down the racket, you're gonna miss it on the net. So even on the high balls, I still want to point a little bit, lean back my racket. The idea is that you want to bring that wrist to the front first, and that's gonna help you carry the ball. This is good for the shots that come closer to the body. It's easier to make those volleys than using the regular continental grip, just because of the position of the hand in the racket there. Now, with that same grip on the backhand, different to the continental grip, you're gonna end up a little more open. So what you do on that one is you let that ball come to you. You don't want to try to reach that ball so far out. What you want to do is you get that ball come to you. You just prepare. You want to, every time you volley, after you volley, you relax the hand on the grip. So on the backhand, it's this one, and I just rotate. See, I rotate and I do this. So it's coming to my backhand and I just do this. Coming, that's it. See, it's more rotation of my shoulders and my racket here. Now, I keep my wrist, I cut the wrist on this one, and I keep it in the same position here. This is extremely important, and this is something that can really help you pick up the low balls here. So I see the ball coming, and I just turn, and I'm ready here. See, and then from there, it's very important that you turn your shoulders a little bit because of the same position of the grip, and also because what you want to do is not really volley forward. What you want to do is you're kind of going more across the body, just like you do in the forehand. This is the same. You're gonna come more here across the body. Now, when you volley, don't let your wrist extend like that. A lot of people volley and they move their wrist at the moment of contact. It's very important that when you make contact with the ball, You keep the wrist caught, freeze, and there, freeze. Okay, so when you're getting ready there, one important thing, guys, that I want to mention is it's very, very important that you turn your shoulders a little bit. Some people just go enough and volley here. Go a little more. Why? Because I go a little more because I really wanna feel that racket coming across my body. See, and when I volley there, see my racket goes. It's more like a diagonal line that I'm doing there. Not really going forward, and not really going just from one side straight line across me. I'm going kind of diagonal position, and I do the same thing. I just freeze. Here, don't bring it back. Just put the racket here, let it turn. Turn and chop. Turn, chop. And when you make contact, freeze it there. Pay attention to your head. You want to freeze your head. At the moment that you make contact, you stop the swing right there, and you freeze your head too. That is gonna help you control, make solid contact with the ball. That when you volley, guys, this is very important. When you volley, you don't wanna feel like you're volleying with the ball coming this way. See, from one side to the other of the racket. The reason why I go kind of more to the side is because I want to feel more like the ball goes in this direction. See, on my backhand, the ball goes in that direction. I have much better possibilities of hitting that ball solid when I make contact in that position. And I finish here and see trade position. And I finish here and again, the trade position. If your shutter is staying low, you gotta make sure you carry the ball. When you practice it at first, don't worry about making the shot or not. The first thing you want to do is you gotta feel that you're carrying the ball, and if your shots are going short, it's probably because you're finishing too low. A lot of my lessons, they hit the ball and they finish they drop the head of the racket. So what you want to do is finish, just make sure you finish trade position here, trade position here, okay? And remember, you want to feel more like this is across your body bowling and across the body bowling. The racket doesn't go too far on the side or too far on the side. Okay, guys, well, I hope it helps. Let me know if you have any questions, and remember, go out there, stay centered, be bold, and be perseverant. Thank you.